smaller, smaller. So that is fusiform. The shape is fusiform. The nuclei are centrally located. It is non-striated. Okay. Now going to its function, the skeletal is what? This is voluntary or involuntary? ABA, I'm sorry. The next one would be Alcover, Judel, Alcover.
Yes, Doc.
The skeletal muscles are what? Is it voluntary or involuntary?
Voluntary.
Voluntary. So you can decide whether to move it, to use it or not. While the cardiac muscle is what? Voluntary.
Involuntary.
What?
Involuntary.
Involuntary. Very good. How about the smooth muscle? Is it voluntary or involuntary?
Involuntary.
Okay, both the two are involuntary. Skeletal muscles are voluntary. Okay, now, so these are your differentiation, no? Points of differentiation, the nuclei, okay, the shape of the muscle. Your skeletal muscle is shaped what? Shaped like what? Fiber. That's why you say muscle fiber occasionally, no? Muscle fiber, muscle cells, because it is like a fiber. But skeletal muscles, they are what? They stop, okay, bluntly, okay? While here, no, this is, okay, fiber also, but it is branching. So the muscles of the cardiac muscles are branching. Anyway, we'll go to the different differentiations later. Okay, so these are the differentiating points of your skeletal muscle, cardiac muscle, and smooth muscle. I would like you to know the differences. Okay, so yes, the differences. So this is found in your book. Okay, whatever edition of your Junquera, you will see this, or even your Paulina. No, okay. So you will have to know first the appearance. Skeletal muscles, they are long cylindrical fiber. No, and with blunt ends. I would like you to know that blunt ends, biglang, okay, like this, cut off, blunt ends. While the cardiac muscle, okay, it is cylindrical but blunts, okay. So there you are, because of their function, okay. They are both, the skeletal muscle and the cardiac are striated. So you will see your dark band and then your light band. Well, this fusiform is your shape of your smooth muscle, centrally located. Okay, so that's the first thing. And the location. The location of skeletal muscle, of course, skeletal, attached to your bones. Okay, by tendons. Okay. The cardiac, you find it only in your heart. Okay. Smooth muscles, hollow visceral organs, stomach, intestine, and all that. Okay. And then you have the length of the fibers. Okay. A smooth muscle has only 3 to 8 micron, while what I call this, cardiac 14, okay, 14. And then you have your very large 10 to 100 micrometer or micron. Yeah. So please continue knowing all this. This is very important in the examination. Okay. So let's go to the next. Okay. So this is another view, actual tissue of your muscle, of your different types of muscle. Okay. See, this one is what you will see. These are your what? Skeletal. This one is your smooth, and that's your cardiac. Okay, 3 times. Characteristics of skeletal muscle. 40% of our body weight is made up of skeletal muscle. So if you are 100 kilos, 40 kilos will be the weight of your muscle tissues. It is always striated, okay, muscle. The 4 major functional characteristics of your skeletal muscle, you have contractility, ability to shorten with force. Going back to hallelujah, hallelujah, your
Yes po,
penis
Doc.
contracts. Does your penis contract? You answered that already, but I want a repeat answer. Does it contract?
For now, Doc, it is no, Doc.
It does not contract. But a while ago you mentioned it contracts. And so you are saying it
I
is
was confused,
skeletal.
Doc. I was
Huh?
confused. I was confused po, Doc.
Confused. Start pa lang natin, naku-confuse ka na. Eh, with your girlfriend, you might also be confused. So you are retracting now. It is not a muscle. Therefore,
Yes po, Doc. It's not
okay.
muscle po.
Only fools do not change their mind. That's good. Excitability. Oh, is your penis stimulated or excited? Respond to stimulus. Hallelujah. It does not respond or it does? Come on, answer. It
It
does.
responds po. It does
Oh,
po.
diba? It does. So it has already the characteristic of a skeletal muscle. Are you not changing in the contractility? You said before it contracts.
Yes po, Doc.
Huh?
Yes po, Doc. It contracts because I was confused, but I later on realized that it does not contract.
Okay. So, okay. So you're sticking to it na it does not contract.
Yes.
Hindi talaga nagko-contract, ha? Sige. You can change also. If we go to the third property, extensibility. It can be stretched. It could extend. So does your penis has the property of extensibility?
Yes, Doc.
Okay. So you have that properties already there. And does it recoil? What does elasticity or recoil mean? Mr. Abueva. Jude Abueva, are you there? Abueva Jude. Brian, where are you? Wala pa? Abueva Jude, are you present? Ange, Cesar. Ange. Ange, are you present or
Hi,
not?
Doc.
Okay, Ange.
First,
What do you mean? Yes, first Ange, there you are. So what do you mean by elasticity or the property to recoil? What does recoil mean? Recoil.
um,
Come on, answer. Elasticity.
Hello?
Recoil. What does elasticity,
Can you
what does recoil mean?
can you hear me, Doc? Hello, hello.
Recoil. What does recoil mean? Because that is the function of being elastic. Recoil.
To return to its to
Louder,
return to
please.
its ano,
What?
to, ret- to
Oh.
return to its former shape.
Oh, okay. You got it.
Former
Okay, return. Please do not be shy. You will be future doctors. Even words are just the same. They are only words. It cannot kill you. It cannot shame you. That's why they have names so that you will know. Okay, vagina, penis. Make it an ordinary word because you will be doctors. Kung hindi nyo masabi yun, how would you explain? Butterfly and flower? Ganun ba? Say it. Okay? Okay, so it can go back to its original shape or length or whatever. So that's recoil. Okay, now, hallelujah, going back to you. So are you now convinced that your penis is also a muscle organ?
Yeah.
Hmm?
Regarding about the characteristic of the skeletal muscle, um, I am really convinced, Doc.
You're really convinced. Okay, anyway, just to test you. So I'm just asking you for this because you should know the contractility, okay? Ability to shorten with force, okay? Excitability, response to stimulus or stimuli. Extensibility can be stretched, okay? Elasticity, recoil. Of course, may I ask now a woman? Let me, dito tayo sa mga nauuna, tapos na si Esther Aliposa. Esther,
Yes,
are you there?
yes, Doc.
Yes. Okay. So, do you agree that the penis of a man can be called a muscle organ?
Yes, Doc.
Oh, talaga, ha? So, the same with hallelujah. The same? You agree with Mr. Hallelujah? Aliposa? Okay, say yes or no.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm not sure, Doc.
Who does not agree with the two of them? Anyone from the group?
Me,
Anyone?
Doc, I don't agree.
What's your name? Timbol?
Timbal, Doc.
What's your name?
Dane Michael Timbal, Doc. I'm sorry, I have a off camera because it's what do you call this?
What's your family name again?
Timbal, Doc. Timbal.
Ati. Yes, that's right. I said Timbal a while ago. Did not Timbal,
Yes,
Dane
Doc.
Michael Pasagi. Okay, so what will be your claims about your penis?
For me, Doc, it's not a muscular organ, though it has the characteristics of a muscular organ. It is a vascular organ because it is filled with blood vessels. That's why it expands and it change in shape. It's because of the gush of blood into the blood vessels.
When it is stimulated.
Yes, Doc.
Yeah, very good. Okay. Okay, so there you are the answer. Okay, if because of this vascular, no, it's a vascular organ, so it is strengthens, it stretch because of the feeling of blood. Okay, mainit kasi, 'di ba? Nag-iinit ang katawan mo and so it stretch and all that. Okay. So anyway, it's just a test whether you would really okay. So si Aliposa, wala. Do you have boyfriend, Miss Aliposa? You have
Yes, Doc.
boyfriend? Huh?
Yes. Yes, Doc.
Oh, it's better time. It's good to check whether the property of elasticity, the excitability is true, but it is not a muscle. Okay? That's good. It's a vascular. Okay? Napupuno ng dugo. Na-stimulate kasi. Kaya humahaba or whatever. Anyway, just to make you alive, no? Thank you, Hallelujah and Aliposa. Okay. Okay, so let's continue. So please know the characteristics. Okay. Oh, there you are. Let's see. I think I know whom I will call here. Let me see. No, I'm sorry, I do not know how to call, but Ibowa. I think Ibowa is from UST, no? Ibowa, are you present?
Yes, Doc. Hi po.
Where are you? Oh, there, Alicia. Ibowa. Do you know this person?
No po.
Involved sa scandal noon sa isang artista.
Is that hidden ko?
Ah, sino? Yes, correct. That's Hayden ko.
Okay.
Okay, so good. Manila ka eh. Mabilis tayo sa balita. Okay, so would you like to see the front of Hayden ko, Miss Ibowa?
Sure po.
Oy, talaga. How about Miss the President, Kapungkol? Would you like to see the front? Miss Kapungkol. Are you there? The name of Kapungkol is, what's the name of your president? Chloe ba? Or what? Zoe Gabriel. Are you there? Gabriel? Are you there, Gabriel? You're absent?
Doc, Zoe is actually in, but she has an unstable connection.
Unstable? Who's this speaking?
Mr. Bargamento po, Doc.
Okay. Oh, what? She lives here in Tacloban, I know. So, why poor?
Reconnecting po, Doc, here. She chatted me.
Okay, so. Okay, let's go then to a woman. Sino ba ito? Faye, Daa, Kyla. Would you like to see the front of this gentleman or this man? Daa,
Sure,
where are
Doc.
you? Huh? Where
Yes,
are
Doc.
you? Yes,
Yes
you
po,
want
Doc.
to see? You want really to see?
Sure, Doc.
Oh, talaga? Okay, ready? Okay, this is the front of your head ko. Ito yung hindi mapakawalan ni, sino yun? Yung babae niya, ay yung asawa na niya ba ito? Sino yan? Si,
Vicky Bello.
sino?
Vicky
Sino
Bello?
Partner, asawa na nito? Ni Hayden ko?
Vicky Bello.
Oh, si Vicky Bello. Tanda na yan. Tanda pa sa akin. Baka kaedad ko yun. Oh, hindi naman. Siguro mga 69. Anyway, I'm just joking. Huh? Oh. So, okay, that's your muscles, basically, no? Your back and your front muscles. So, this is another view, a hyper view, a higher view of your skeletal muscle. It is long, so that's why fiber-like, no? Baka, like that. And then you would see that it is multinucleated at the periphery. Okay, look in the here. If this is one fiber, you would see the nucleus here at the periphery. Multinucleated, meaning to say more than one to several. Okay, and now you will see also the cross sections. Okay, it's obvious here. You see the light band and the dark band. Let us see. Nadera, Noel. Nadera. Okay. Nadera, have you taken this in physiology? The structures of your skeletal muscles in the contraction? Nadera, please. Nadera, are you in? Class, I would like you to be active when I am making a lecture. I don't want delayed. Anyway, we can go up to 3 hours because the next 2 hours will still be, what do you call this? histology, our laboratory, huh? I want you, even at the first meeting, I said I want you to be active because I don't want a lecture that I'll just be talking. I would like to have an interaction with you. Okay?
Doc, I will answer the question, Doc, in behalf of Nadera. I think Nadera is not connected yet. We already
Where is
discussed
Nadera staying?
Tacloban, Doc. Most of
Oh.
our classmates, Doc, have not yet been informed because the class was not we were not informed that we have a class this 1 p.m. So I think
What? You were not informed?
just now, Doc, we just received the link that we will be having a class this 1
Okay.
p.m.
What was your previous lecture? It
The
was connective tissue within limb, isn't it?
Yes, Doc.
Okay. And you have finished it.
Yes,
Diba?
Doc.
Oh, therefore, what is scheduled there? Is it not muscle, muscular tissue?
Muscle tissue po, Doc.
Oh, and who is the lecturer? I am the lecturer.
Yes po, Doc.
Oh, you should be intelligent enough that when the faculty is already through with the lecture, the next one follows. Whether you will be informed or not, that's always the truth. I mean, you have to know who is your coordinator. You should be aware of that. Your lectures are Tuesdays and Thursdays. Since Dean Lim has lectured already last Tuesdays and Thursdays.
Doc,
then-
excuse me.
Hello, Doc.
Yes.
Doc, the topic of Dean Lim, Doc, I wasn't able to give them to my classmates, Doc, because I was tasked by Dr. Lasaka to disseminate it by Monday.
Who is this speaking?
How, Doc?
How? The coordinator.
Yes, Doc.
Okay. So please, class, from now on, when the faculty is already through with the lecture, because sometimes it is scheduled on a 3-day basis or a 2-day basis. But if the faculty, that is the lecturer, is through already done with the lecture, the next one follows. Okay? We do this to save time. Because we never
Doc.
tell when we have typhoon, we have a lot of things that we cannot, it's force majeure, we cannot control it. It is by nature. So we will not be late. Is that clear?
Yes, Doc.
Yao, you are, Yao?
Yes, Doc. How, Doc?
How? I'm sorry. How? Okay. Please make sure that you know we do not miss, we don't want to miss any lecture, or if they are through already, the faculty, you just follow the schedule, supposed schedule. But if they are done, like Dr. Lim is through already, I would come in. Okay?
Yes, Doc.
So, I cannot make naman na bakasyon kayo and then later on magmamadali tayo. It's for your own good. Okay? You are done with your connective tissue, muscle is the next, and the next is nervous. So if I'm done already, the nervous will come in. Is that clear?
Yes, Doc.
Okay, very good. You know already that on June, I'm sorry, on November 12, we will have our first periodical. Okay, I'm telling you now, it was just Dr. Lasaka called me up. June ba ako ng June? On November 12, it is a Thursday. Okay, it is a 1-hour examination comprising the topics that we are through already. So I think that would be the cells of Dr. the Dean, and then you have epithelial of Dr. and bio connective tissue by us. We have 100 questions, 25, 25, 25, 25 each. Okay. Anyway, so the muscle cells are derived from mesoderm. Elongated cells, so they are also called muscle fibers. When you say muscle fibers, it would also mean muscle cells. Cell membrane, you don't call it animal cell membrane. You have sarcolemma. So there will be changes in the terminology, but the meaning would be the same. Cytoplasm, it is sarcoplasm in muscle cells. Smooth endoplasmic reticulum, it is sarcoplasmic reticulum now. Mitochondria, it will be now sarcosomes. And then you have all these related all to the muscle. It's not correct to use cell membrane when you can make use of the cytoplasm in the muscle. It has its name, okay? Now, coverings of the muscle. The inner, okay, is called endomysium. It's very easy because internal, inner, endomysium. So it is the covering for an individual muscle fiber or muscle cell. What is the covering? It is a loose connective tissue. And you know already the meaning of loose connective tissue. Mr. De La Cruz. Mr. De La Cruz, are you present? Oh, Nadera, andyan ka na. De La Cruz.
Hello, Doc. I think po Mr. De La Cruz had dropped already, Doc.
I see drop. I'm sorry. Okay, De La Cruz. Ito mong lalaki muna tawagin natin. Alfredo Ilacion. What is the other name for loose connective tissue? Elacion. Are you in, Elacion?
Hello, Doc. The other name for loose connective tissue is areolar tissue. Di ba? Areolar connective tissue.
You're Elacion. Are you the one answering?
Hello, Doc. Yes,
Yes.
Doc. I'm Alfredo Elacion.
Elacion, ikaw ba ang sumagot? Okay, Alfredo, bakit noo lang
Yes, Doc.
pinapakita mo, not your entire face? Let me see your face. Taas ka,
Sorry,
tumayo
Doc.
ka.
Unstable net, Doc.
Stable nga eh. O yan, kita ka naman eh. Alfredo III. Ha? Spogy ka kung ganyan na nakikita ang mukha. Anyway, that's correct. The perimysium, it covers now your bundle of muscle cells. When you say bundle of muscle cells, several. You see, by the plural or singular, you would know. Muscle cell, loose connective tissue. Bundle of muscle cells, dense connective tissue. And epimysium, the whole muscle, like your gastrocnemius, the whole muscle, it is covered by dense connective tissue. Only the individual muscle cell is covered by your loose or areolar connective tissue. Okay, here you have your muscles, okay? Scut, okay. Now this is your, okay. This one here is your what? Single, okay, the muscle cell, okay? So one only or the muscle fiber. You would see that depending on how it is cut, you would see that it is what? Multinucleated. Here you see there are two. Here several, no? Okay. The covering of this one muscle fiber is what you call now the what? The areolar, diba? Or the loose connective tissue. Or this one. Okay. Now, if you look at this one here, okay, this one here is good. This is several muscle fibers or muscle cells. So therefore, the covering of this is now dense connective tissue because it covers several muscle cells, or it is a bundle of muscle. Now, okay, let's go to the next slide where it is clearer. Okay, here, okay. Again, this is your loose connective tissue. This white here covering individual fibers. You will see this because it's depending on how it is cut, no? Okay, This one here is your covering of the entire bundle. This is your dense connective tissue. Okay, yan. Yan. While this one, it covers the entire muscle. So this one here, up to there, okay, until the entire muscle is covered, that would be also dense connective tissue. So you know now the epimysium, you have the perimysium and the endomysium. Epi outside, peri middle, endo is the inner one or the specific muscle. Okay. Sarcoplasm contains, because it is a cytoplasm of the muscle cell, contains myofibrils, organelles, and inclusions. It contains myoglobin. The myoglobin is the oxygen binding protein of the muscle responsible for the brownish color. Myofibrils, they are thread-like structure that extends from one end of the muscle fiber to the other. There are two major kinds of protein. You have your actin or thin myofilament, and you have your myosin or thick myofilament. Have you taken this in your physiology, coordinator?
Yes, Doc.
Oh, so you know this already because usually that is there for several first lecture, several, no, third or whatever. No? So you know already the actin and the myosin. You have taken already the contraction of muscles in the in physiology.
Yes, Doc.
Okay, so everything's become easier now. Okay, I don't have to go into the very basic. Now, myofibrils, they are arranged parallel to the long axis of the cell. They exhibit transverse striations of alternating light and dark bands. Light band, it is isotropic, and so it is also called I band. So light, therefore, it is here light that is isotropic or band, I band. And then you have next would be your dark band, anisotropic or A band. Okay, A band. Just take it from the word A here, dark band. Okay. Okay, so here you again, you see the striations. Okay, and then your bands, A and I bands. Okay, here another picture. Okay, now you would see that there are quite lines here. Okay, we'll take that up. Okay, you know the do you know the functional? Okay, functional tissue of your functional structure of your structure of your muscle cell. Are you there? Okay. Misa, Benedict Paulo, what is the functional or structural unit of your muscle? Misa, are you there, Misa? Misa. How is Misa present?
Hello, Doc.
Yes, Doc.
Okay, where
Hi,
are you?
Doc.
Okay, can you hear me, Misa, Benedict?
Opo,
Okay,
Doc.
so what is the structural or functional structure of your muscle?
Sarcomere, Doc.
Hmm?
Sarcomere po.
What's that? I couldn't hear. And make it clear.
Mainit.
Sarcomere. Sarcomere.
Sarcomere, Doc.
What? Repeat.
Sarcomere.
Sarcomere. Okay, you know it. Huh? So answer fast. Okay, so take note the C lines bisects the I band. The H band, mid portion between A bands. So you take this up in your physiology. This with your M line bisects the H band. So these are the lines and the bonds that you would see in a muscle fiber. Structure of the skeletal muscle. Sarcomere is the basic structural and functional unit of skeletal muscle. You have your C line, you have your I band, A band, and you have your H zone and the M line. There you are. Okay. Please review your physiology lecture on this. Okay. Okay, there you are. So you have your H, Z, A, I, and all. So anyway, there are just okay. Now, what theory you call that in the contraction of muscle? It's still a theory, but it is already believed to be the real thing. What theory is that? Lumagbas, Kenneth. Kenneth, lumagbas. What do you call that theory in physiology? The contraction theory in physiology. Lumagbas.
Excuse me, Doc. Pardon?
What do you call that theory in your in physiology in the contraction of your muscle fiber? What theory is that?
Bridge theory siguro.
Bridge, ano yan? Bridge of River Kwai? Anyone? It's already there. Oh, the sliding theory, diba?
Sorry.
It's not bridging. It's a sliding theory. It's a door, no? It's like sliding door theory. Anyway, this is only a review in your physiology. Okay, you see that when there is a contraction, this is the relaxed muscle. One sarcomere to another sarcomere, no? Two areas. Okay, this one and two. So you will see that what? You do not have here first the relax. So they are the size of the muscle, no? And then when there is a partial contraction, what do you see? The I band becomes smaller, okay? And then when there is a complete, okay, contraction, the contracted muscle, you lose. You do not see anymore this I band, okay? You see the actin, okay? Here you are, this one, okay? And the other one, the H zone, this one here. There are what? Like sliding, they become attached close, and therefore you have there a complete contraction. But there are no changes in the size of your this, okay? The actin and the thick one. There you are. It's only closing, like closing the sliding doors. That's why it is a sliding door theory. Okay. Oh, there you are. How? Okay, again, this one. Sarcoplasmic reticulum. So here you are. Your skeletal muscle cells, higher point, higher magnitude. Okay. You see the several multinucleated, and here is your one single fiber muscle. Okay. Okay, this is your loose connective tissue covering one single yes. Types of skeletal muscle fibers attributed to myoglobin content and mitochondrial number. Red fibers. They are small with large amounts of myoglobin and mitochondria. They have great resistance to fatigue. Why? Because they have lots of mitochondria and they have lots of oxygen, because your myoglobin is the one that reacts with your oxygen carrying out in the muscle. But, okay, they generate less muscle tension, adapted to long slow contractions needed to maintain erect posture. Example of these are your back muscles. Okay, to have erect posture, you need these red fibers. Slow twitch muscles. Okay, and then another is your white fibers. They are large with less myoglobin and mitochondria. Therefore, they fatigue rapidly. Adapted for rapid contraction and precise fine movements. Example would this would be extraocular and digits muscle. Fine. Okay, diba? So you have your red fibers and white fibers. The intermediate, these white fibers are fast twitch muscles. That's why your extraocular and digit muscles are the examples. They have fast twitch muscles. And you have intermediate fibers. Intermediate, okay, between the two, the fast, the white fibers and the red fibers. Okay, then let's go to the layers of the heart. Okay, ano ito? No. Itaas mo kasi ako nagsindihan. Okay, so you have your layers of the heart, the endocardium, lined by endothelium. And then the next layer, okay, or later sublayer would be your subendocardium. The other layer, the endocardium is the layer, the subendocardium is what? The sublayer. Now the next layer of the heart is your myocardium. Okay, thickest layer consists of cardiac muscle cells. Epicardium, okay, is equal or similar to the visceral layer of serous pericardium, lined by mesothelium. And then a sublayer of it is called subepicardium. There you are. Okay, so you have here the epicardium. Okay, staying here. Similar to your visceral layer of serous pericardium, you have the entire one. These are the myocardium. Okay, endocardium, it's not seen because you have to have better section. Let us see. Okay, the cardiac muscle cells, it is mono or binucleated as compared your cardiac poly. Okay, and this one is in the center. So if you answer cardiac muscle cells have mononucleated nuclei, then that is wrong. You are always to combine mono and binucleated. Okay, or binucleated. Centrally located nucleus, elongated with branching. Okay, as compared to your skeletal muscle, it is elongated with blunt ends. B-L-U-N-T, blunt, biglang napuputol, without branching. You cannot say elongated without branching sa skeletal. No, it should be elongated. What is the shape? Elongated with blunt ends. Okay. Okay, this is now one elongated with branching ends. That's for your cardiac muscle. It is arranged also in bundles similar to your skeletal muscle. The presence of intercalated disc, okay, is a very characteristic of your cardiac muscle cells. This is a type of junctional complex. It is sonula or fascia adherens. Okay. There you are. So you see here, okay, the branching. You'll see here, you have here the branching. And you have here your intercalated discs. Okay, this is another intercalated disc. Okay, this one, intercalated disc. This one. And so the branching, the shape is elongated with branching ends. Okay. Okay, cardiac muscle. Again, another view, no? Okay, you have the low, the medium power, and the high magnitude. And this is schematic diagram to show you more. You have this intercalated disc. You have this nucleus here. Okay. You hear two nuclei. Okay. Okay. So that's it. Okay. This is another view of your cardiac muscle. Okay. Okay. The intercalated disc represents junctional complexes between adjacent cardiac myocytes. Sila ang what you call kung saan sila nagdudugtong, nagko-connect. That's why because the heart contracts all throughout, no? You are alive. So, but it does not separate. It is because of these junctional complexes. Okay. That the reason why it cannot just easily separate. These are the three main junctional specializations within the discs. Okay, within the intercalated disc. Nakikita lahat ito. Fascia adherens, the fascia junctions. This is the most prominent membrane specialization in transverse portion of the disc, which serves as anchoring sites for actin filaments of the terminal sarcomere. Remember that the skeletal and cardiac muscles, their structural unit or functional unit is your sarcomere, both of them, no? And then you have your second, the desmosomes or the macula adherens. Bind the cardiac muscles together to prevent their pulling apart under constant contractile property. Okay. While the fascia is the anchoring sites for actin filaments of the terminal sarcomere, the desmosome is between the cells, bind the cardiac cells together to prevent their pulling apart under constant contractile property. This will be given in the examination always because it's important. And you have your third is your gap junction. This is on the lateral portion of the discs, which portion has ionic continuity between adjacent cells. So these are in between the adjacent cells. The pattern of cross striations of cardiac muscle is similar to that of the skeletal muscle. Similar, okay? Its contractile substance is composed of actin and myosin filaments also, okay? In the same interdigiting relationship as that of the skeletal muscles. So it's the same, okay? But there will be a difference, okay? Now, the sarcoplasmic reticulum and the T-tubule system. The T-tubule system are numerous and larger in the cardiac muscle than that of the skeletal muscles. T-tubules are located at the level of the Z-lines and penetrate to the center of the muscle fiber. The sarcoplasmic reticulum is composed of a single plexiform arrangement of tubular elements occupying slender clefts within the mass of myofilaments. The T-tubule does not open into the cisterna of the sarcoplasmic reticulum, but their membrane become closely associated with cisterna membranes. This association is called dyads. Okay, one and one. One T-tubule sarcoplasmic reticulum, dyads, because T-tubules are associated with only one cisterna at any point. Isa lang, so dyads. The membranes of the transverse tubules transmit the stimulus from the surface of the fiber to all depths of the fiber. While in the skeletal, you know that already, it is triad, 1:2. Okay, while in this muscular, it is 1:1. So it is dyads in the heart muscles, and then in skeletal muscle, it is triad. Okay, Now, the adherence, okay, you will see here, okay. Okay, here, singular adherence, this one here, connecting, this one. Well, this one, your desmosome, okay. And these are your gap junction here, this one. This is a schematic drawing. This is another desmosome. Layers. So layers of muscles, you call that mucosa. So what do you find in the mucosal layer? You see the lining epithelium. Okay. So lining epithelium, you will see usually you almost always you have lining epithelium. It is the epithelial cells. Okay. Then you have your lamina propria. Okay. These two belong to your mucosal layer. The Muscularis Mucosa is another one. Do not be confused with the Muscularis layer or the muscular layer. So in the mucosa, you see these three: lining epithelium, lamina propria, and Muscularis Mucosa. The Muscularis Mucosa is smooth muscle, only few. And then you have submucosa. Be underneath the mucosal layer, the next layer is submucosa, beneath, sub. And then you have your tunica muscularis. So do not be confused with muscularis mucosa. That's why here the word muscularis mucosa is a muscle, smooth muscles found in the mucosal layer. Okay, tunica muscularis is a layer, separate layer. Okay, and then you have your Tunica Adventitia or Tunica Serosa. If it is covered by peritoneum, you call it serosa. If it is not, then it is adventitia. Okay, we'll cite examples of that later on. Okay, there you are. This is just an example. This is intestine. Okay, so you will have here your you have is esophagus. Okay, this one here. So you have your cut section. You have this epithelial layer. This is the mucosa, isn't it? So you have your epithelium inner, and then the lamina propria. Okay, and then your muscularis mucosa. There you are. And then next one would be submucosa. Okay, so and then after that, submucosa, you have tunica muscularis or muscularis externa, or and then either this is serosa, tunica serosa, or it can be if it is not if it is so covered uh, by your peritoneum, so it is serosa. If it's not, then tunica adventitia. Okay, there's another one here, mucosa. Lining epithelium. So what do you see? Where do you see the lining epithelium? So it is lining, it is the lining epithelium of your ileum, okay, is simple columnar with goblet cells. Okay, so this one here, these are goblets, simple columnar with goblet cells. This one columnar. Okay. Okay, this is your lining epithelium. Okay, now with goblet cells, if I ask you what is the lining epithelium of your ileum, if you answer only simple columnar, it's wrong. There should be a complete with goblet cells. The lamina propria. In the lamina propria in ileum, you find your you have your lymph nodes, okay, but in the particular ileum, the lymph nodes, they have a name. You do not answer simple lymph node, but it's a general name. You call it Peyer's patches. Anyway, we will go to specific structure of the intestine or the gastrointestinal tract. I am also the lecturer, so you would know what you call the nodes that are found there. Okay, it's not simply if that it has a name, then you call it by its name. Okay, so here you are. Okay, glands. Okay, these are Peyer's patches. There's a node, and you have your glands. Anyway, muscular mucosa. Okay, you have there the smooth. Okay, still part of the mucosa. Anyway, this will be discussed when go to the specific structure, okay, organ rather. Submucosa, okay. Submucosa, you find there the different glands, but there are exceptions, okay. Tunica muscularis, of course, you have a thick, smooth muscle cells there, and then you have the description in the tunica muscularis, if it is the gastrointestinal tract, it is inner circular. The layers are, first is the inner circular, and next is the outer longitudinal. So the layers of the GI tract would be following this description: inner circular, outer longitudinal, except in the stomach. I might as well tell you now that you have 3 layers. There would be an oblique, okay, muscle. So anyway, we will go to that later on. I mean, several weeks. And then the tunica serosa. As I said, it can be serosa if it's covered by your peritoneum. If it's not, then it is called tunica adventitia. Okay, so let's go now to the smooth muscle, the cross section and the long section. Okay, there you are, high magnitude. Okay, so here you would see here, okay, you have here your smooth muscles. So there are no striations. Number one, you don't find the dark and the light striations. Okay, so you have the muscles and they are centrally located, mononucleated only. Okay, these are your smooth muscles. So they are short, and therefore you don't see any fibers. Okay, it is smooth muscle cells are the smallest of the muscle cell types. They are fusiform in shape and have centrally placed nuclei. They do not have the characteristic cross striations seen in both the skeletal and the muscle cells, cardiac cells rather. Okay, now the esophagus is one long muscular tissue, but take note that the first 1/3 of your esophagus is purely skeletal, while the middle third of your esophagus is mixed of skeletal and your smooth, okay, muscles, and the lower third is purely smooth muscles. That's why when the for example yung nalunok mo, halimbawa swallow something, if it is in the upper part of your esophagus, you can still take it out. You can have it okay out, no? But if it is already in the middle part, because the smooth is already what you call it is what it is involuntary. Well, the skeletal muscle on the first part is voluntary. So ikaw pag nalunok mo, kapag nasa first part pa, automatically, madali mo pang mailuwa. Okay? While if it is in the middle part, medyo depending on the area, lalo na if it is near already the stomach, no, which is your lower third of your, what I call this, esophagus. If it is in the lower part already, it will already go to your stomach. Okay. That's why you ladies, pag may pinapalunok sa inyo, because it is in the mouth, you know that already, voluntary. Hindi pwedeng ipalunok sa iyo yung ayaw mong lunukin. Ha? Ladies? Oh, kaya nga nasusuka kayo di ba? Because nasa first part pa ng skeletal portion of your esophagus. Pero pag ano na, wala na magagawa. Dire-diretso na yun. Okay. Let's go next. Okay. So these are your muscle types again. Okay. You have your skeletal. Okay. You have your cardiac. Okay. You have your smooth muscle. Repair and regeneration. Skeletal muscles capable of some degree of regeneration. The source of the new cells, we call them myoblast stem cells, okay, or satellite cells. It is limited, okay. Satellite cells, or the best term is the myoblast stem cells. When you hear blast, okay, you always know that it is a young cell capable of maturing into a blast or cyte, okay, myocyte. That's already your, or kaya the word cyte is mature already, blast is the young ones, okay. Fibroblast, fibrocyte. If it is, you have taken this up in the connective tissue, the fibroblast produce the fibers. While if it is already a mature, the fibrocyte, then it cannot anymore. Okay, so the same here. Myoblast stem cells called satellite cells, although it is limited. Okay, that's why when the skeletal muscles, you have say an accident, so it degenerate, nagiging smaller, maliit compared to the normal because it is limited, no? Capable of regeneration, some degree. Okay. The smooth muscles depends on the location of the muscles. Like for example, in the uterus, it is capable of regeneration and repair. Okay, if you have what you call this CS, okay, then the smooth muscles, the uterus will be repaired. There will be, so you will have another pregnancy. Okay, so it's capable depending. Okay, smooth muscles depending on the locations or the organs. Cardiac muscles, no capability. That's why when you have stroke, you have these muscles, you have this, you lose oxygen because your capillary, that supply your heart, okay, is blocked. Then what? You will have a scar there, no? It's no capability of repair and regeneration. Okay, tepo ka, medyo makapal-kapal ang no more supply of oxygen in your cardiac muscles. Okay, so that ends our lecture. Okay, I do not know. Oh yes, I think this is not yet included in your November 12. Okay, it will be connective only, and the blood. Okay, and then cells for Dr. Casal and the epithelial cells for Dr. Lasaka, and you have your another, the connective tissue, bone and cartilage will be included. Okay, are there any questions? Any questions? Okay, so I would like to know if Mr. Jude Brian Abueva is already present. Say yes. Jude. Okay, so now, class, listen. Even if we are on a pandemic, no, or the very abnormal situation, your attendance are being noted. In the regular, if it is not abnormal, you are allowed only 6 absences or 7. excused or unexcused. 7 absences in the regular semester. That is 18 weeks. If you go beyond that, then you will be automatically dropped from the call, from the roll. Okay? Now, since this is pandemic time, I've asked here, so you are given 10 absences. Okay? Now, if you are absent, say, in biochem, then that will be 1 absence. If you are absent in another class of the same day, that would be considered as 2. Also, may I ask, what are your subjects that are on the same day? Alimbawa, on a Tuesday, what are your subjects? Tuesday, alimbawa, histology.
Histology, biochem, doc.
Okay, so if you are absent in biochem, that is already 1 absence. If you are still absent in histo, that will be 2 absences. If you reach 10, you are automatically dropped from the roll. So please take note, okay? You are monitored. For example, because we have a list here, okay? Especially some faculty conduct interactions, recitation, or even an interaction only, okay? The purpose of which is to, to be sure that, okay, X. Okay, so ang mga waray. Okay, so I'm checking now. Okay, Arpon Maria Mitz, are you present? Are you here? Arpon Maria Mitz.
Yes, Doc, I'm here.
Where are you?
I'm present.
Ah, there, okay. Okay, sige, tandaan mo. Borja Anthony. Borja Anthony.
Present, Doc. I'm here, Doc.
Huh? Okay, Borja Anthony.
Present po.
Divera. What's this? Ceres, Aries, Acri, or whatever. Divera. 1, 2.
Present, Doc.
Estigoy, Dale. 1, 2.
Nakabunggo, Doc.
Huh?
Nakabunggo dahil sa rakaw in motor, Doc. Asya wala kasulod.
Oh, so you are absent. Okay. If you want, you must get a medical or from the police that you had already this whatever. Okay. So you will be excused for that. Okay, but then you don't reach 10. You have Gabriana Angeli. Are you present? Gabriana Angeli. 1, 2, 3. Absent. Ano ito? Angelica Lesigues.
Present, Doc.
Okay. So, Miraflores Gwendolyn.
Hi, Doc.
Okay. Ano ito? Mondoy? Mondoy Matthews. Mondoy Matthews. 1, 2. Absent. What's this? Kanyada? O Kanyada Baldrich. O Kanyada Baldrich. 1, 2, 3. Absent. What's this? Pixon Mark. Pixon Mark. Absent. Class, let me tell you, we do not care whether you are a top-notcher or a magna cum laude or a cum laude. You are under the same rules and regulations. Absent. Poche Ara. Poche Ara. Poche Ara. 1. What? You are there behind Miss Miraflores? Poche? Can you answer? You use the microphone of Miraflores if you are together.
Doc, I'm Gwendolyn Miraflores, Doc. My Zoom account got
disconnected. That's
So
why
you are duwa ka
sister.
mo para magbugto,
Yes,
di ba?
Doc.
Okay, so you are together. So okay. How about Poche? Absent. Okay, Poche absent. Tan Matthew. Tan Matthew. Okay, sige. So absent. So okay na. Ormineta, are you there?
Yes, Doc, I'm here.
Okay, so okay, next time we will start. We will make it earlier. I was already here. Morning pa, I'm already here. But of course, we see that there's still many of you not yet in. Okay, but anyway, there's no problem with history because during Thursdays because our second hour or third hour will still be histology. I'll make use of that. If you will come on late, then I will finish my lecture. I do not care whether we consume the 3 hours. Is that clear? Okay.
Yes, Doc.
How?
Doc.
Coordinator. Please remind your classmates to be more in time. Okay, I give you allowance of 15 minutes already. I usually start exactly 1 minute after the 0 hour I start. Okay, just to tell you that I'm very conscious of the being late, no? Okay, when I was a student, I've never been late. I've never been absent, even now as a faculty. I'm 74 years old and I've never been absent and I've never been late. So please, that's a sign of professionalism. That's a sign of respect to your fellow classmates or to your faculty. Okay, thank you for listening and please prepare for the November 12th periodical. Now, this is an advice since you are my, first year, I'm your advisor. Please study, devote your time reading your book or listening. Devote your time because although your subject is, say, on a yearly basis, it is very difficult to make up for the lost time. Okay? So please study. You have enough time. Now, this coming end of the month, Sunday is at 31. One is Sunday. So Saturday is half day. And then, but for you, you have classes, yes. And then you have another holiday. Okay, so please make use of that. Because now you have fewer examinations. And if you have fewer examinations, there is a tendency that you will fail. You have only 2 periodicals and your 2, what I call this, bi-monthly. And then we have your, examination in the laboratory. Please be serious in your study, especially those who have no NMAT. Because if you fail, if you have subjects in the first year, next year, you will be required to have an NMAT if we have already this requirement. Okay? Even then, if you take the board, there might be a requirement coming from the chair. So please study. It's difficult with your parents. They're spending a lot. Okay? Mga boyfriend, girlfriend, wala muna yun. Forget about them. They cannot help you during the examination. You study first. If you love yourselves, you love your parents, you want to be a doctor, study, read, and read. Okay, I would advise you that if you take an examination, as much as possible, you have read, aside from your listening from the lecture, you have read at least the textbook 3 times. 3 times. And if you want to get high scores, you have at least have read it for 5 times. Okay. So it's difficult to be a doctor, but it's your choice. It's difficult to enroll during this semester. because you know it already it's pandemic. So then you cannot make that as a reason for you to fail because you know already the circumstances and you insist. Yung mga in-interview ko noon, muntik na kayo hindi ko tanggapin. But naawa ako sa inyo because you really want to be doctors. So prove to me as first year that you really deserve to be doctors. The passing is 60. I thought it was 65, but now it was already 60. Last year, our passing was 55. Now, in spite of that, there were failures. Ngayon, 60. Next year, it will be 65 until we reach the normal of 75. Okay, now, perhaps some of you know already that your council had made representation to us, to me, as the advisor of the council. So I will talk to them. But just to tell you, class, that they are asking for a mid-semestral break, your council. I will talk to them. But just to tell you, perhaps I will not advise you to seek a mid-semestral break. Why? You have many days to study, like this coming week, month ends. You make use of that. You cannot go naman to the cemetery. Diba? You read. Okay? Devote at least 8 hours, or say 3 hours every day to study and to read. Because we cannot give you mid-break, just to inform you, mid-semestral break because we started late. The schools in Manila, they started August, while we here started September 21. So we cannot give you mid-year break. Anyway, it's not yet final because I have to talk with the council. No, I'm also the advisor of the council. But for your own good, we cannot give you a break. Now, those people who have problems in connections, class, you have already undergone a lot of lectures. In microbiology, we have an examination already. Okay, it's periodical. All of them were present. No, all of them were able to connect. But before that, they were complaining, this connection and all this. But when we gave the examinations, all of them, 102, were able to connect. They were able to finish on time. No. If you have poor connectivity, you look for another place already. It's not our problem. You wanted to enroll. We accepted you. Please do your part. Okay, so next time, I don't want this complaint of poor connectivity. Okay? Taga-Agusan sa Mindanao, maganda ang connection naman. Yung taga-Calbayog, ano ba yung Katarman also. Sa second year, mayroon kami. But maganda naman. All of them were able to finish the examination within an hour. Although nagbigay kami ng 15 minutes allowance. Okay, so when we have on November 12, I do not want to have those complaints. Look for a better connectivity. It's not our fault. Otherwise, you should have not enrolled. Okay? Is that clear, Miss Howe? Miss Howe, you are already out? Please tell your classmates and also the president of the class. Okay? Okay. That's all. You are dismissed. And hopefully next time you'll be present on time. Okay?
Yes, Doc. Thank you, Doc.
Thank you.